Those who have little or no friends by choice, what led you to that decision? I have a friend who has many friends. She goes out every night with a different group of people, texting them all day on Instagram and iMessage. She's on her phone all day. That sounds exhausting and expensive as fuck. I have maybe 6 people I can truly count on when I need real help. I asked her this question and she just said me. Those 6 people are the only friends I talk to. That's all I need. I don't need to socialize further unless it's for personal gain, which sounds shitty, but let's be real. Connections are important. Plus, I like my me time. I'm just flaky. I once went an entire year without talking to my few good friends because I just didn't feel like it. Again. For an entire year. Eventually, they messaged me directly asking if I was still alive. That was a pretty big wake-up call to stop slacking off on communication. I'm surprised they stayed friends with me after that. But outside of that group, I don't want to have a bunch of friends. I don't have the social battery for more. I'm happy with my life and the people in it already. My few friends, my few family, and my partner. That's all I need. I struggled with depression for a long time when I was younger. My family didn't help. If anything, they caused more pain than relief. And for a long time, I thought my friends were better than my family. My friends would listen to me, spend time with me, and talk to me. But it took me a long time to realize why. None of them truly cared about me. Back then, I made and kept up with most of my friends through just smoking weed and parties. Drugs in general. I always let people smoke for free, and a lot of people used me for it. So I stopped doing that and lost a lot of friends quickly. None of my friends stopped me or tried to help when I went through several addictions and talked about suicide. If anything, they encouraged it, related to it, or outright did it with me. I had friends who cared about me. Very few. But it was a matter of finding them among the hundreds of fakes and frauds that was the challenge. In the end, I had to set a standard, and one higher than before. OFC, I've been happier since. I'm not a good friend. I don't really like going out or doing anything with other people. Any friends I've had, I just kinda disappeared into the wallpaper and they stopped reaching out. People get tired of asking when they know the answer is no, thank you. I oddly enjoy traveling with my husband and my granddaughter. My best friend really is my 6-year-old granddaughter right now. I'm naturally good at fixing things, so when people find that out, they want me around. My closest friends never ask me for anything, though if they needed help, I'd be there. Mostly because they never ask. Also, people are just fake anymore. Everything is glossed up for social media, and I just couldn't care less about that. I decided recently that social media was just another giant one-sided relationship. All output and no real input. I gave it up. I think people are generally selfish and exploitative of others' energy or friends for some sort of personal gain. I think good people who are truly concerned with others' best interests are rare. In America, we tend to talk about ourselves a lot. I'm not like that. Therefore, I find socializing completely exhausting and it makes me dislike others. For that reason, I have less than a handful of true friends, but a ton of acquaintances. I've been hopping around between a few of my favorite places on the planet, but I always essentially feel like a stranger. It's a very lonely life. Sometimes I wish I could shut my awareness off enough to babble on, unaware of how much a douchebag I look, discussing something that means absolutely nothing to the other person, waiting for the opening to do the exact same. Gets you places. Most people are a magnet to this type of shit. In a room of strangers, I come off as very social. I can make friends pretty easily. But then I have a very difficult time nurturing and maintaining those connections. It feels like a chore, and I quickly lose interest. I know that's shitty, and I hate making people feel like I'm judging or rejecting them or whatever, so I'd rather not set any expectations in the first place. Don't see it as fully my choice. I will gladly go the extra mile to stay in touch with people who put in the bare minimum to stay in touch with me. If they do that, I'm happy to make the group chats and plan the hangouts and everything. Most people just don't put in that bare minimum. If I send someone a text and they never respond, I'm not going to text them again unless they text me first, which they never do. I prefer my own company. I have 3 adult children, 3 sisters, and 3 close friends. And none of these people live near me, save one son who recently moved in. I'm fine alone and thrilled to house my son. I love doing things with my kids. Generally speaking, though, I prefer the absolute freedom of doing what I want when I want.